Hello, I'm Norman Reid, Head of the Special Collections Department in St Andrews University Library. I'm sitting here in one of the medieval buildings that lies at the heart of the university, just a stone's throw away from the medieval chapel that was built in 1450s, only a few decades after the university was founded. And even before that, at least as early as 1416, many years before the birth of printing in Europe, this university was acquiring books in support of its teaching and its research. And in that it continued a long-standing tradition in St Andrews, for the great cathedral here had its own scriptorium and library built on the foundations of centuries of scholastic endeavour. So St Andrews has been collecting books probably for longer than any other institution or any other place in Scotland. And what a collection we now have. Well over 200,000 rare and early printed books, from the earliest days of printing to modern fine bindings, covering every subject under the sun and including some astonishing individual items. And beyond the print, the manuscript collections are equally magnificent. A couple of examples. A massive volume of selected works of St Augustine of Hippo, written here in St Andrews more than 800 years ago. Pieces written by Sir Isaac Newton himself, Oriental and Arabic manuscripts from the 9th to the 19th centuries, and of course the archives of the university itself from its very beginnings to the present day. And finally a photographic archive with few rivals. St Andrews was one of the first places to adopt and then to experiment with the new medium of photography in the 1840s, so our collections of the very earliest photography are astonishing. But around these star items lie collections of great diversity, entire personal libraries, the papers of academics, literary and other luminaries, whole collections of family and estate papers, the entire body of works of prominent photographers, both historic and contemporary. And we are still collecting. These are living, growing collections, not the dusty detritus of times past. And if we laid out in a line all the shelves that hold them, they would stretch for more than 8 miles. The collections are here to be used, and they are used. Thousands of research visits are paid to them every year by our own staff and students, and by visiting academics and members of the public from all over the world. But we do not have the facilities that we need to allow their use to reach its true potential. We have outgrown our storage accommodation, which in any case doesn't meet the stringent environmental requirements needed for the long-term preservation of historic materials. We need dedicated spaces in which to use the collections for teaching with students, school pupils and community groups. We want to provide exhibition facilities and event facilities in which we can display and interpret our treasures for visitors. We need properly equipped rooms for examining fragile and light-sensitive photography. Conservation facilities where expert repair and maintenance can be carried out, and comfortable, welcoming reading rooms where people can do their own research on the collections. St Andrews is one of very few universities which can offer its students and staff and visitors access to such a wonderful resource. It is an element of the student experience which is almost unique. But because of the limitations of our present accommodation, we are able to offer the experience to far too few people. With your help, we can build a brand new, state-of-the-art centre for special collections, where we can keep these internationally renowned treasures safe for the centuries to come, and where we can make them more accessible to a far wider range of people than ever before. The cost is significant. We have a long road to travel. I invite you to join us on the journey.